Okay, we are starting surface area today. It is Tuesday, May the 5th, 2020, and I'm going to try it this way, posting this to YouTube and see if these videos are a little bit easier to follow or hear. Of course, there's a baby in the background. Say hi, Maya. And our neighbor's dog supervising. Say hi, Charlie. All right, so surface area. You know, area is when you find the surface inside of a flat shape. Well, surface area is when you have a three-dimensional shape. It says it's exactly what it sounds like, the area of a shape's surfaces. We can calculate the surface area of a prism by adding together the area of the base or bases and the lateral faces or sides. So if you have a triangular prism, you will have to solve the area for the rectangles and the triangles, and then however many of each of those there are, you're going to have to add all of those together. So you have two triangles, and then you'll have the three rectangles in a triangular prism. All right, and just for your notes, also just a reminder, if you're doing area of two-dimensional or flat shapes, circle area is pi r squared, triangle is 1/2 times base times height, and then a rectangle would be length times width. So you just need that information to be able to do surface area, which is when you have all the flat surfaces and of a 3D shape combined. You add the area of the base and the sides of a 3D shape, and that gives you the surface area. Okay, so here are some different three-dimensional shapes that you may have to find the surface area of: cubes, rectangular prisms, triangular prisms, cylinder, sphere, cone, and pyramid. All right, so starting with a cube, if each side is 5 feet, you can think of it as opening it up. That's called a net, when you open up a three-dimensional shape into a flat shape so you can see all the pieces. So we know that a cube has 6 sides, but first we need to figure out the area of one of those faces or sides. So if we do, let's say this one square, we know if it's 5 feet on this side, it's a square, so it's going to be 5 times 5. So each one of these will be 25 square feet. So I'm going to have to do 25 times 5, and that should give me the surface area of the whole cube. So we have step 1, area equals length times width. So 5 times 5 is 25 square feet. So base 1 would be 25, and each one of the sides, you've got 25 6 times, which gives you 150 square feet. So that's the basic premise of surface area. And if you need to take notes, write the steps down to help you. Okay, now here is the rectangular prism. So we need to calculate the area of each side of the prism and then add them together. So if we know, it says each side is a rectangle, so use the formula area equals length times width. We know that each side is not equal, so we must calculate them separately. However, they do have parallel sides. Okay? All right, so step 1, the base length, the length is 5, the width is 3. So they're talking about this one right here. So that gives us 15. So that means the top and the bottom are both 15 square centimeters. Then we have side 1 and side 2, which are 4 times 5. So we do 4 times 5, we get 20. So there's 2 of those. And then sides 3 and sides 4 would be 3 times 4. So then you add all of the sides together and you get 15 plus 15 plus 20 plus 20 plus 12 plus 12. You get 94 square centimeters. All right, now a triangular prism. Find the surface area of the triangular prism. I should say of, not if. Here is the net of a triangular prism. To find the surface area, calculate the area of each side of the prism and then add them together. 3 sides are rectangles, so use the formula area equals length times width. The bases are triangles, so use the formula area equals 1/2 base times height. So starting with the rectangle, so we know we have one rectangle that's 10 times 5. Actually, we have 2 of them that are 10 times 5. So that would be 50 plus 50 would be 100. Then we have the middle rectangle. It looks like that would be 10 and 8, so that would be 80. So the rectangles, you should have 80 plus 50 plus 50. And then the triangles are 3 and 8. So 1/2 times 3 times 8. Let's see here. Right. Okay. So they started. Okay. Right here we started with the 8 and the 3. So 1/2. Why that's blurry. 1/2 base times height. So the area equals 1/2 8 times 3. So it's 12 because 8 times 3 is 24. Then, like I said, we got 2 rectangles that are 50 and one that is 80. So 12 plus 12 because there's 2 triangles. 50 plus 50 because 2 of the rectangles are the same, and then there's a larger rectangle that's 80. That's 204 square inches. Okay, so it's just walking through, making sure you're doing the area of each side and then adding them together properly. All right, so if we have a prism and we know the ends are 6 times 6, we're going to get 36 here, 36 for the other end. We have the other sides are going to be, here it has it, 12 times 6, and we have 1, 2, 3, 4 of those that are going to be the same. So, all right, like I said, the ends are 36. Then 2, 3, and 4 are going to be 6 times 12, which is 72. We have 4 of those, plus the 2 ends that are 36, and we get 360 square centimeters. All right, here's another prism. So we have the 2 ends. We have 6 by 8, so it's going to be 48 for this one, 48 for this one. Then each of these rectangles, oh, hold on, some of them are different. So we have 6 times 12 for this one, we've got 8 times 12 for this one, 6 times 12 for this one, and 8 times 12 for this one. So it's not always going to, the rectangles aren't always going to be the same. Oops. All right, so base 1 and 2, like I said, 48, Sides 1 and 3, 6 times 12, 72. The sides 2 and 4 are 8 times 12, which is 96. And then you add them all up together and you get 432 square inches. All right, now here's another prism. We have 2 rectangles that are larger, a smaller rectangle, and then 2 triangles. Uh-oh. Okay, so we have this triangular prism. And here, I'll show you this drawing because it's better than mine. All right, so, and I think I said this wrong a minute ago. So we have the triangles on the ends are 6 feet. The base is 6 feet. The height is 8 feet. So for each one of those, you're going to do 1/2 times base times height. So I just separated all the shapes. We have 3 rectangles and 2 triangles. The triangles are the same. So each one of those we have 1/2 times 6 times 8, which gives us 24 for each of those. Then the rectangles in the shape are all different. So if you look, and this kind of tricked me when I first looked at it. So this one here, we have 12 by 6. All right. The next one, we have 12, and then there's an 8 right there. So that's this one. And then we have a 12 by 10, which is this one. It's kind of hard to see on there. That's why I drew the 3 rectangles separately. So when I looked at mine, I could tell that I was calculating each one. So now we take all of our math from those, 24 plus 24 plus 72 plus 96 plus 120. And if we add all of that up correctly, we should get 336 feet squared. Okay, so that has all the steps written out a little bit more organized for you. And then 336 is the answer for that one. All right, now this will go into surface areas with pyramids, but I'm going to stop there because this has already been almost 15 minutes and I think I'm going to make that part 2. So this is the end of the lesson on surface area with prisms, and then we'll get into pyramids next.